It's rollover day on MFL, which means everything is transitioning from Season 4 to Season 5. At the time of recording, I believe all the clubs have now been promoted and relegated to their new divisions. All players have been sent back to your agency as free agents, ready for that transfer market to open so you can send them to your clubs. We're just waiting now for the store to reopen so we can spend all that hard-earned MFL from Season 4 to add some more players to the agency. But what we're going to do in this video, I've completely rebranded the Tatos Empire, so we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at my tactics from last season, which got Tatos Villa first place in the Ice League with a dramatic finish on the last day of the season. And we'll also take a look at the strategy I am going to be implementing on my MFL journey. So we'll take a look at the rebrand, and it's going to come no surprise that everything has been rebranded to Villa. Obviously, I had the original Tatos Villa team, but I also had like Tatos Empire, Tatos Revolution, and so on. But now, in the Spark division, these are going to be our feeder clubs. I have Tatos Trinity, obviously after the Trinity Road stand at Villa, Tatos Lions, as obviously the lion on the Villa badge, and Tatos Aston, obviously from the Aston Villa name. And then in the Ice League, we have Tatos Holt, obviously after the iconic Holt End at Villa Park, Tatos Heath, named after Bodymoor Heath, the Aston Villa training ground. Then obviously Tatos Villa, who have been promoted into the Stone division for this upcoming season for winning the league last year. And joining them in the Stone division is Tatos B6, obviously the postcode from Villa. Couldn't make a badge around the postcode, so it is made from the Villa kit. And this club, Tatos 1982, obviously representing the year we won the European trophy, which is on the badge. And this team I only bought this morning. It's going to be a bronze division team, and I've added some really nice players to the Tatos portfolio, whatever you want to call it, to go into this team, hoping we can compete in the bronze division. So that is the complete rebrand of the Tatos Empire. We've gone all Villa. If anybody watched any of my old So Rare content, I started off as a Villa to Glory, just Villa players on So Rare, and I've done really well off it, so let's keep the theme going. Being a big Villa fan, why not? I've also got 2 spare licenses down here for the Spark division, and they will be more feeder clubs if they were needed. I don't think I'll need them for this season, as I won't have the common players to fill them. I won 31,000 MFL from the last season, and that will be used to buy just common packs from the store. So that is the rebrand. And if we take a look at the tactics I used last season, we'll go into Tatos Villa, and every one of my teams, I've done it last season with the teams I owned, not the teams that I bought mid-season because I couldn't do it with them. They all play the same formation. I play the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I'm going to play it with every team, all 8 of them. And I do this so if players get better, they progress, they can move up into different teams, and they can just slot into the teams nicely. I didn't want teams with some right wingers, some centre forwards, right wing backs, left wing backs, and them not fitting into different teams if they got better. So it's a tactic I employed for my teams, and it worked really well last season, refining the tactics as I went along. And the tactics, I think it's personal for the formation you use. Like my defence, I try and buy players with the highest defending stat possible. I'm not really looking at pace, anything like that. Defending and physical for my defence, because they're not players that I am getting that are bombing forward. So when I look at the positional freedom on these players, I believe they're all set on low, and they the back line stays where it is. Same as my CDM, very high defending, but I also want decent passing on him. My Cam, he is like the playmaker of the team. He is the one that creates everything. He has a bit more freedom, roaming the park, very high passing stat. And if I can get high dribbling and shooting as well, I'm not too worried about pace, defending, or physical. He is the creator. He's the one that's going to set up the goals. And then obviously the two strikers, I try to bring in players, high shooting stat, high pace if I can get it, so they can get in behind and get them shots off and score lots of goals for us. And then the centre mids, I pretty much have them as all-round players, so try and get even stats. I do like higher passing on the centre mids if I can get it. And they're like all-round stats. They're more box-to-box. They have a bit of freedom to get up and down the pitch. Obviously, it's quite a narrow formation. So when coming into the team instructions, I won't use crosses because in narrow formation I haven't got wingers crossing the ball into the box. So I put crosses on very low, don't use crosses. A lot of passing, a lot of conservative passing, try and keep possession, tiki-taka football, see if we can score them goals. So that's the tactics I used for last season. And like I say, I refined them as I was going through the season, and just after midway through the season, it started to work really well. As you can see, we just got win after win after win. And where the start of the season, it was a bit iffy. There was losses, there was draws, another loss, draw. I only took 2 losses all season, but the first 5 draws, 4 draws come in the first half of the season. I just could not buy a win. It was driving me insane. So I refined the tactics, and I've done that by simply playing friendlies against other managers or going into the competitions tab, going down to training matches and just finding an opponent and tweaking the tactics as I went along. So I'm going to stick with the same formation for next season. I've already been playing, if I go into my HQ, loads of friendly matches, trying to refine the tactics using the new game engine that's going to be used for season 5. So I'll still going with that, and probably a few more tweaks to make yet, but we'll still be using the same formation. Then when it comes to my MFL strategy, I showed you my clubs. These are my feeder clubs, the Spark Division clubs. I will be using all my 31,000 MFL to buy common players, and they will go into these teams. The Spark Division teams will be where the commons are, to try and get them progressing, see how much progression each player can get. And if they progress, they can move up into the Ice Division teams, and so on and so forth. The Ice Division teams can progress into the Stone, and then hopefully the Stone can progress into the Bronze. And I'm doing that by the players I bought. My Bronze team is all rares. So we got all rares for the Bronze team. So we have got, there you go, 2 rare goalies for the Bronze, 4 uncommon goalies for the Stone teams, 4 limited for the Ice, and I've still got to fill up the commons because obviously the store isn't open yet to fill up the commons. But then when we take a look at, say, the right backs and the left backs, we'll go on to attributes, and this is where I said I try and get as high as defending as possible. As you can see, my centre backs, if we can get sorted out there, my centre back has got 91 defending. That's going to be in my Bronze team, which is just ridiculously good. So look forward to seeing how well he does. And I believe if I put it on primary position, the second one has got 88, and the backup has also got 88. So I want the backup to be as close rated or as good as the players that are in the starting 11. So when I have to rotate players, they're just as good. I don't want a weaker team coming on the pitch because I've had to rotate because of the fitness. And I do that by signing 19 players. It's a bit of a strange number, but I have my starting 11, and then I have 1 rotation for each position. So obviously goalkeeper rotation, I'll have a rotation for left back, one rotation for centre back, one rotation for right back, one centre mid, and so on and so forth. And I know people will say, like, but you've got two centre backs and you've only got one rotation. But I'll play both my main centre backs until they get down to, say, 96, 95% fitness. Then I'll rotate one of them. Then the one still in the team, he's going to drop to 93. The one who was on 95 is going to go back up. And then you just swap the 93 one out for your other player, and you just keep rotating. And you're always going to be in the 90s for fitness. They're not going to drop below it. So you don't need to rotate the whole team. As long as you're smart with how you do it, you can just have one rotation for each position and just keep swapping them game in, game out, and you can keep that fitness really high. But like I said, I did have 2 extra Spark teams, because obviously at the end of season 5, I'm going to have a lot more MFL, more common players to come in. And if there's still common players in those Spark teams, which there probably will be, I will add the other licenses, we'll brand them as well, with something to do with Villa, and put the extra common players into them, and we'll just keep going each season. But when I open the common packs, if I get a young player that looks decent rated, that probably will go into the dev center from 16 to 20 years old, maybe 21, put them in the dev center for 4 years, and when they come out at max of 25, maybe 20 if they're 16, 21 if they're 17, and I'll do that every season. So every season we'll put players into the dev center that are young. Then after 4 seasons, you've got a constant rotation of players coming in the dev center and out the dev center, in the dev center and out the dev center. So after 4 seasons, they'll be coming in and out every season, and you will have new players coming into your club every season that start off low and hopefully come out with a lot of progression. Because if we take a look at, I believe it's one of the commons I have, I'm not going to put him in the dev center because he's 25 years old. He's too old to go in there. He's really low rated. But we have a look at him. Center Development Center. Cost of 160 MFL. He gets 120% progression rate. So you don't know what they're going to come out at after 4 seasons, but it's the elite full in-depth development. So if they've got decent stats, they look like they're going to be good players, they will be going in there. And that's as long as they fit into my formation. If I get any centre forwards, right wingers, right mids, right wing backs, they'll probably get loaned out or sold to bring in commons that I need just to fill up the teams. So that's my strategy for my MFL seasons coming up, the tactics that I used for last year, and how I have completely rebranded the Tatos Empire to, should call it the Tatos AVFC Empire really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully the store opens soon so we can make another one, open all the packs. So probably get about 50 common players with my MFL. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're new to MFL and want to sign up, I'll leave a link down in the description where you will get a free common player for using the link. Thanks very much for watching and have fun.